Ancient temples and royal heritage, quiet beaches and dramatic sunsets, museums, art galleries, wildlife, amazing food, and a pace of life that feels calm yet deeply rooted in tradition. Hi, I am Saransh and I present to you Thiruvananthapuram or Trivandrum, the capital city of Kerala along the Arabian Sea in the southern coast of India. I have done the full trip planning homework for Trivandrum and divided it in 7 sections. And you can just, copy it. Let's start with the first section, places to visit. I will divide it in 3 lists. List 1 has 8 popular spots or things to do in Trivandrum city. List 2 has 6 places that are popular but outside the Trivandrum city. And list 3 has 12 additional spots that you can add to your itinerary depending on your time and interest. I have created a custom Google map with all of the pins and you can find the link in the description. So starting with list 1, 8 places of interest that are within Trivandrum city and are on everyone's itinerary. For each of these places, make sure to read the quick info box on the screen that will detail entry costs, timings, distance from Trivandrum Central Railway Station, popularity of the spot, and the total time needed at the place. First place is the most popular, the iconic Sri Padmanabha Swami temple. Dedicated to Lord Vishnu, it is supposed to be the richest temple in the world. Please note that they follow a strict dress code, dhoti for men and bare chest at the top, and sari only for women. Even churidar or salwar kameez is not allowed. Also, there is a whole list of things that you cannot carry inside, including your phones or any other electronic devices. You can deposit the same in the locker. For darshan itself, note that there are various slots and you can stand in the queue for regular darshan without any charges. However, should you want less waiting time, you can choose to undertake the special darshan. There are many other types of darshans and archanas that are available. You can check that from the website. You can make the booking online through booking.sripadmanabhaswamitemple.org or do it offline at the temple. Charges remain the same. Note that these slots are limited and may be booked in advance, especially for festivals and special occasions. Second spot on the list is Thiruvananthapuram Zoological Park. It is one of India's oldest zoo, built in about 30 acres of land, covered with tall trees, shaded pathways, and a natural lake. The zoo feels more like a forest walk than a typical animal park, with wide trails and dense greenery throughout. You will find a variety of birds, animals, and reptiles, including tiger, lion, leopard, hippopotamus, anaconda, and much more. Even the confines for these animals seemed quite big for them to move around. There is a cloakroom service as well in case you want to put your bag there. You cannot carry plastics or food items inside the zoo. You can choose to cover the zoo on foot or by using a battery car. If you're traveling with the elderly or kids, I will recommend that you take the battery car. Also, right outside the zoo is a canteen in case you want a quick bite. Next, in the same park complex right opposite the zoo is Napier Museum, featuring art, archaeology, ancient bronzes, ivory carvings, shadow puppets, and a lot more. The building itself feels like a heritage monument with sloping roofs, ornate arches, and stained glass windows. The surrounding lawns and tree-lined walkways do add to the overall appeal. There are a lot of other galleries and museums in the complex, and I've talked about them later in the video. Next, just across the road from the zoo is Kanakkanu Palace. The architecture blends Kerala style with subtle colonial influences, giving it a refined, elegant look, and the well-landscaped lawns add further to the beauty. In the evenings, the space feels lively yet relaxed, with locals strolling and some of the other cultural events of flower shows often taking place, especially during festival seasons. Next, let's go towards the coastal side at the Shanmugam beach. It is the most popular beach in Trivandrum, but for me personally, it had an alright vibe at best. There are a lot of food vendors, a couple statues, and a park that opens at 4 p.m. but no beach chairs, water sports, etc. Beach itself is not safe for swimming. Maybe when the weather is nice, the place will be more fun. The restaurant next to the beach, Old Coffee House, still actually had a decent vibe and food. I like that. If you're visiting Kovalam and only have time to visit one beach, then I will recommend that you go for Kovalam Beach over Shanmugam Beach. Next, along the same line is Madre de Dios Church at the Vittakadu Beach. Being on the coast means pleasant breeze and a spectacular vibe both during the sunrise and the sunset. The church itself is big and the wooden interiors make it look quite beautiful. Definitely one of the best churches I have seen. And another spot by the coast is Veli Tourist Village. It is a well-landscaped waterfront recreation park where backwaters meet the sea. The area blends gardens, bridges, water bodies, and open spaces in a relaxed layout. It feels family-friendly and leisurely with plenty of spots to sit and enjoy the view.
ये unexpectedly काफ़ी अच्छा पार्क लगा मुझे. So 5 stars.
You can do safari boating, pedal boating, take a toy train ride, or even chill at the beach at the end of the park. Evenings will be more pleasant. Eighth on the list is Chalai Market, which is the most popular for handicraft and souvenir shopping in Trivandrum. You can also visit SMSM Institute, which is a government handicraft museum for a good variety of handicraft. Now, I'm not mentioning this as a separate list item, but you can also undertake walking tours which take you around the temples, markets, and even food tours. They can be a good way of getting a glimpse of the city. You can book them through Viator or get your guide. Moving on to list 2, let me put down some more popular spots, but this time you will have to travel a bit because they are outside Trivandrum city. Starting with Kovalam beach, that is 30 minutes away south of Trivandrum. The town of Kovalam has this spectacular beach loved by domestic and international travelers. It has a long, sandy, curving shoreline tucked between rocky hills. The long walkway alongside the beach hosts cafes, souvenir shops, and massage centers. The shore is lined with beach beds for rent and other offerings of activities like boogie board rentals, surf lessons, speed boating, parasailing, and scuba diving. It does see more crowd on weekends and during sunsets. However, visiting here in the mornings and on weekdays could be a perfect picnic. It has one small public washroom near the car park area at the entrance, and there are lifeguards on duty indicating where you can go for a swim. Next, Azimala Shiva Temple, which has become quite an iconic spot. This Shiva statue on the cliff with the backdrop of crashing waves and a blue ocean, it is quite something. A popular and picturesque spot visited by pilgrims to take blessings and the views. There is a meditative cave and a cafeteria as well. Next to the temple, there are stairs leading down to the beach. The beach is more popularly known as Chowara Beach. Swimming isn't permitted here, but it is a nice place for a quick stroll. There are a few Ayurvedic retreats and centers lining the beach if you want to consider staying here. Next, about 17 kilometers south from Kovalam is the village of Puvar. It is known for backwater boat rides through mangroves and coconut groves, ultimately leading to Golden Sand Beach where the river meets the sea. You can also get down on the beach for a short stop on this 1.5-hour boat trip, ideal for a relaxed half-day trip, best done early morning or in the evenings. It is quite a fun activity to enjoy as you'd see a lot of marine birds in the region and some very unique sights. Next spot is on the other side of Trivandrum, Neyyar Dam and Wildlife Sanctuary. Built in 1958, Neyyar Dam is a gravity dam on the Neyyar River. The place offers a relaxed picnic-like atmosphere surrounded by lush greenery. They do light up the dam and park at night. Very close to the dam is also a children's park and an aquarium. And a little ahead is the Neyyar Wildlife Sanctuary, which is a protected forest reserve characterized by thick evergreen forests, rivers, and rich biodiversity. Interesting things that offer here are the deer park, crocodile park, elephant rehabilitation center, and boating itself. There are various packages that you can choose from. They also offer guided treks. However, please note that there are only a handful of elephants and crocodiles if that's what you are looking forward to. Boating in general is actually quite fun in the area. And lastly, the lion safari is permanently closed. Next spot on this side is Ponmudi Hill Station, known for misty hills, lush forests, and winding mountain roads. The drive to Ponmudi is a highlight in itself with hairpin bends, viewpoints, and sudden cloud cover. The climate is cooler and fresher than the city, making it quite refreshing. Please note that even though you can be there till 6 p.m., the last entry is only till 4 p.m. And the last spot of the list too is the Agasthyar Kodam trek on the Agastyamalai hill. Consider this only if you have extra days, since it is a 3-day trek. Having said that, it is a 56-kilometer long, challenging trek with some amazing views. The trail passes through dense rainforest, streams, and rare flora zones. Bonakkad village is as far as you can go in your car. Only a limited number of trekkers are allowed. These tickets need to be booked online and generally speaking get sold out in less than a day of the release. So if you indeed plan on doing it, make sure to keep tabs on when they are going to release the tickets and accordingly make the bookings. Depending on if you're going in season or off season, the cost can vary anywhere between rupees 3,000 to rupees 4,500. If so far you're feeling that you needed to note all of this down, don't worry, I have made your job easier. All this information which I had, I have put it down in a digital ebook PDF. All the places, descriptions, timings, contact details, maps, and pre-built device itineraries that you can copy paste on your trip, everything is there in this guide. You can buy the guide from our website. The link for the same you can find here, or it is definitely there in the description. You purchasing these guides help us in making more of these videos, and in turn, these guides will help you plan your trip better. So win-win. Depending on how much time you spend at each place, covering the above two lists can take you 2 to 3 days easily. If you have more time and would want to check out more spots, then I will be telling you about list 3, which has 12 additional spots in and around Trivandrum later in this video. For the next few sections, I will be brief and provide you quick lists. Let's start with the accommodation in Trivandrum. I have recommended options in budget range, comfort, luxury, and some Airbnbs. All of these are conveniently located for a Trivandrum trip. I will quickly show you pictures from these stays as I quickly list them down. But to make your job easier, I've left a link in the description to the blog post, wherein I have mentioned all of the properties and their direct booking links for your convenience. Let's get started with budget places to stay in Trivandrum. Rachita Homes, Elephant Coco Homestays, Tranquil Home, Rama's Garden, Ram's Guest House, Aurelia La Casa, Super Hotel O Thiruvananthapuram Kochuvelli, Hotel O Athukal near Athakulangara, and Royal Residency. For a little more comfortable experience, consider Tribo Westford Divine, Amrita Heritage, Hotel Regency Grande, Blue Castle, Banyan Tree Ayur, the Monarch Hotel, Dan Lux Inn, and Capital Park Residency. For a luxury experience, you can consider Hilton Grand Inn Trivandrum, Hyatt Regency Trivandrum, O by Tamara Trivandrum, Vivanta Thiruvananthapuram, Gokulam Grand Trivandrum, Hyacinth Hotel, Uday Suites The Airport Hotel, and Residency Tower. And finally, here are some cool Airbnbs. Padma Luxury Resort, Canvas Loft Apartment, Arvind Lilac Suite at Velayam Balam, Kovo Homes. And with that, we are done with this section. Next, let's sort food in Trivandrum. For breakfast, there are 5 options. Zamzam Bun Cafe offers English breakfast and salad. Eve's Coffee for light breakfast and good coffee. Indian Coffee House Maveli or Money Mess for typical South Indian breakfast like idli, vada or dosa with filter coffee. Good Morning Hotel serves amazing idiyappam and beef curry. Cafe Sarva in Trivandrum is another cool option for breakfast or brunch. Salads, smoothies, pancakes are totally worth it. For lunch or dinner, you can consider from the following 12 options. Mother's Veg Plaza for Kerala meals and sadhya, Pankayam Paragon Restaurant or Salakkaram Idavadi for good seafood, Villa Maya with amazing ambience is a good multi-cuisine restaurant, Cafe Mojo for Chinese food and sizzlers, Turf Cafe for good coffee and burgers, Hurdler's Cafe for continental food. Then you should try Kethel's Fried Chicken at Rahmania's Kethel's Chicken Hotel, Food Text Chapter 1 for biryani, and lastly Imperial Kitchen, which is a multi-cuisine restaurant, but I love their pandan chicken, beef curry and beef coconut fry. And by the beach, you can try Old Coffee House at Shanmugam Beach. If you want to stay in the comfort of your hotel, then you can order on Zomato or Swiggy as well. In a guidebook, all these places are clubbed with the itinerary section. So if you want to save time in picking the best choices, the guidebook will do it for you. With that sorted, what remains is your internal commute and budget. For commute, you can do 6 things. First, take your own vehicle. It will be the most convenient and you will find parking at all spots. But if that is not a possibility, then second option is hiring a taxi. Operator details are on screen, and for reference, you will find a Swift Desire at Rs 2,500 per day. And this will vary depending on the location you choose to cover. For example, if you choose to go till Ponmudi Hill Station, it will easily cost you about Rs 3,500 per day. Third option, if you want the car all to yourself, then you can go for self-drive rentals. A Swift Desire will cost you about Rs 2,100. If you want a more budget option, you can rent a two-wheeler. For reference, an Activa will cost you about Rs 600 per day, and a Honda Hornet will cost you about Rs 1,000 per day. Fifth option is the public transport. You can take a bus to all the spots. Your itinerary will have to be adapted to the bus timings, but otherwise, yes, the buses do go to all the spots. Lastly, you can consider another good option. Uber, Ola, and Rapido, all 3 are available in Trivandrum. That means you do not have to hassle over the price and you can take one of cabs or autos to all the spots. Now, for a budget overview, an ideal trip to Trivandrum would be for 2 days. So let's break down the budget for one person without compromising on the comforts, but also not going overboard. So your stay for one night in a decent hotel will be at about Rs 1,500 per night. Food for 2 days about 1,200 per day. Scooter rental plus fuel for 2 days about 900 per day. Tickets, parking, miscellaneous expenses about 500 per day. That will bring your total for 2 days to about Rs 6,700. If you choose to stay for extra days, the cost per day should roughly stay the same. live. Now I'm going to ask some of the most commonly asked questions that we get in the comments of our videos all the time. Best time to visit Trivandrum. If you see the weather chart here, you can see that the temperature stays pretty consistent throughout the year except February, March, April and May when Trivandrum is the hottest. So you can avoid these months. July, August, September are good months with temperature coming down a little bit, but you also see a decent bit of rain, and the rain in Trivandrum can end up continuing till November. So the perfect time will be mid-November onwards, then December, January and until mid-February. Next question, best way to reach Trivandrum. By air, Thiruvananthapuram International Airport is a well-connected airport which is conveniently located in the center of the city. By train, Trivandrum is again well-connected. You can come to Thiruvananthapuram North Railway Station in Kochuvelli or Trivandrum Central Railway Station. By road, you will get direct buses from most major cities to Trivandrum, and getting your own vehicle is always an option too. How many days do I need to experience the best of Trivandrum? Ideally, 2 days are more than enough. If you have 1 or 2 additional days, then you can visit Kovalam and Puvar as well, which are relatively nearby. How safe is Trivandrum? Trivandrum is a full-blown city now with a lot of options from accommodations to cafes and restaurants. It also boasts good infrastructure and offers aggregated taxi and food services. In other words, I would say Trivandrum is pretty safe to go solo, even from the point of view of a solo female traveler. Shops are open till late and the city is always bustling with people. No concerns that came to my attention. Even from the point of view of kids and the elderly, the beach is well accessible from the car park. There are enough restaurants and cafes sparse throughout the city, offering convenience and choices. The other spots like the temple or church don't require much walking. However, be prepared that the complex with zoo, museums and galleries will require a bit of walking, though inside the zoo you do get an option for a battery car to move around. Okay, so after this I'm going to give you the trip log which will detail how was my experience on the Trivandrum trip. But before I do that, let me tell you about the list 3 which has 12 additional spots in and around Trivandrum. Starting with 4 additional museums that you can visit in Trivandrum. Natural History Museum is in the same park complex as the zoo. Museum is focused on Kerala's ecology, forests, wildlife and biodiversity. Kerala Museum of History and Heritage is right opposite the road. It walks you through Kerala's history, culture and evolution from prehistoric times to the modern era. Next is KSST Museum and Priyadarshini Planetarium. It is a science and space focused complex offering educational exhibits and activities illustrating scientific principles, plus a planetarium and a 3D film theater is there as well. Last museum on the list is Puthin Maliga Palace Museum. This stunning wooden palace museum is built in traditional Kerala architecture and exhibits the royal artifacts, furniture and paintings. Next, let me tell you about 2 art galleries in Trivandrum. Raja Ravi Verma Paintings Art Gallery is inside the zoo complex itself. Paintings are inspired by Indian mythology and realism and offers an insight into Raja Ravi Verma's influence on Indian art. Right next to it is Sri Chitra Art Gallery, which offers a rich collection of various genres of paintings in India along with a few from other parts of Asia. If you're interested in buying paintings, then you can visit Bhavagitam Art Collections. There are other museums and art galleries in Trivandrum, but I've only listed the known ones. Moving on, there are 3 additional temples that you can visit. Padavan Gadi Shri Mahaganpati Temple is dedicated to Lord Ganesha. Karikom Shri Chamundi Temple is dedicated to Chamundi Devi, and Atukkal Bhagavati Temple may just be the most popular after Padmanabha Swami, dedicated to Atukkal Amma. The temple sees huge crowds, especially during festival celebration. When it comes to beaches, we've already talked about Kovalam and Shanmugam Beach, but if you go a little north to it, you can visit Tumba Arattuvadi Beach, and further north you will find Perumathura Beach with Arabian Sea on one side and the backwaters on the other. It is actually quite beautiful. Please note that both these spots are local spots that do not have the tourist infrastructure, so I will recommend to not go in for a swim and just enjoy the beauty of the place. And the last spot on this list is in the south of Trivandrum, about 55 kilometers away, Thirupparappu Waterfalls. And with that, we're done with this section. Next up is trip log, where I'm going to tell you exactly my itinerary and experience on the trip. A caveat, we were doing Kanyakumari, Kovalam and Trivandrum in 3 days, so we rushed it a bit, but in any case, here it is. I reached late night from Kanyakumari, rented a bike, checked in at the hotel and hit the bed. Next day, I did Kovalam and Puvar site. Detailed videos both for Kanyakumari and Kovalam are there on our channel if you want to check them out. At night, we did dinner at Imperial Kitchen in Trivandrum. Absolutely loved their beef curry. Next, early morning, Padmanabha Swami Temple. There was a huge queue, so we didn't go inside. I have been inside on a different trip and it is absolutely worth it. Next, an hour at Thiruvananthapuram Zoo. I actually liked it. Napier Museum in the same complex. Had sadhya for lunch at Mother's Veg Plaza. Then went to Shanmugam Beach. Chilled at Old Coffee House. Vibe is good. Quick pit stop at Madre de Dios Church. Lastly, the Veli Tourist Village. For me, this trip was mostly checking off trips. But if what I have mentioned interests you, this can easily be be a fun 2-day trip. Please keep Trivandrum as beautiful as you find it. Do not litter or misbehave in any way that harms the locals or the ecosystem. Travel responsibly and keep exploring. If you have any more questions or are looking for travel mates, join our Discord. We'll help you there. Reminding you again that you do not need to take notes. Our detailed guidebook is available on our website with all of the information, description, timings, itineraries, maps, all of this in less than 10 pages that you can directly copy paste off of. On our trips, we use Sony ZV-E10 DSLR, DJI Mavic Mini 2 drone, Insta360 X4 action cam, and our phones to create all of this content. All our cameras and other accessories that we use are linked on our Amazon store. Link is in the description. We've launched a new range of our t-shirts. Buy them from our website and be a part of the community of responsible travelers. We also post some great stuff on Instagram as reels and pictures. Follow us there to keep in touch. And lastly, subscribe to this channel and like this video, comment in the comment section down below. All of this helps us a ton in growing this channel. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.